They're all there. They line up for Jikin and gets to the 4K.
Execution over towards the A. Sights coming in. They're going for the switcheroo tactic, but it's not going to work. Dodds, what are you doing for kill?
Teach some respect. Phenomenal. Triple kill. Quadra kill. Use their fear.
Welcome to the Baltic Esports League Pro Season 1. I'm Derek Danger. Together with me is Cookie.
Yeah, hello. And today we will see team KeepYourselfAlive versus Surreal Gaming. But before that, we want to look at the week's schedule.
And as we can see, yesterday we had a match between Vegan Unit 4 and Team Coinflip Gaming, which ended in a 2-0 for Team Coinflip Gaming. Now, as Cookie mentioned, today is going to be KeepYourselfAlive versus Surreal Gaming, and afterwards, also today, Imantes 5 versus Public Enemy.
Yeah, and on Friday we will have Balkan eSports versus Team Solo Mata, and to finish off the season, the week, I should say, we'll have NACL versus Iron Wolves. Now, on today's matchup, KeepYourselfAlive is one of the top teams in the league, in my opinion, because most of the players have played in the Russian Challenger Series or in the Russian League, so they have a lot of competitive experience. And while Surreal Gaming, they don't have as much experience, but they are really dedicated and passionate players.
So yeah, let's go through the teams. For Team KeepYourselfAlive, we got Arnax in the top lane, ZTY in the jungle, TYX, Dames, and NoFaz. However, for the Surreal Gaming, we get Nezel in the top side, Captain Snowball in jungle, Macro, Shiking, and Ketchup's LV. And well, this is going to be an interesting match. Only the second day for Baltic Esports League, so we don't really have a clue how these games are going to go. But if I would give a favorite, I would give it to KeepYourselfAlive, since they have more experienced players.
Yeah, and the Latvians do have to show what they have so that we could really respect them. Right now, they have looked really shaky, and right before the league, they did replace 2 players. They replaced their mid laner and support, so I do not believe they'll have the best of synergy right now. We'll just have to see how that pans out.
And yeah, our players are getting ready, and we'll begin in a couple of minutes. So what do you think, what should be the key picks and bans for this game?
Now, I do think that Surreal Gaming should focus Arnax, because at least the Jace, because Arnax is known for his Jace pick, and then he's like a one-trick Jace. I haven't seen other champions that he can play top lane, but I know that his Jace is the most respected pick in Lithuania.
Yeah, but do you think the strategy of targeting the strongest player is better than targeting maybe the weakest player?
Well, to be honest, I don't really think that KeepYourselfAlive do have those weakest links in their team. All of the players have the experience and do have the champ pools, I think that they should just ban out the champions that are their like comfort picks, and if they do so, that it will just be easier for them to play the game.
And what about Surreal Gaming? What should Keep Yourself Alive focus when trying to figure out what to ban versus Surreal Gaming?
Well, I know that the jungler really likes to play Sejuani. He's also known for his Lee Sin, but recently we haven't seen too much Lee Sin out of him, so we have no idea if he's ready to pick it up right now against Keep Yourself Alive. But I would say they should just ban out the Sejuani, keep Captain Snowball off of his comfort pick, and then try to ban out the mid laner a bit.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this is going to go, and we are almost ready to go into action. Some last weeks for the teams to get ready, and yeah, well, as you mentioned, the top lane is going to be focused from Surreal Gaming when banning players from Keep Yourself Alive, while on the opposite side, should they ban the jungle champions, or maybe they should focus the meta picks right now?
Well, right now, yeah, I think that they should focus on the meta picks, because Captain Snowball does play in the jungle. His comfort picks are now in the meta, so I feel like if they just ban out the meta junglers right now, that will give them an edge in the jungle, and Captain Snowballs won't be able to put as much pressure on.
And as we can see, we are in the champion select right now.
Yeah.
So let's see how this one goes.
Now we will see if they have put in the effort of scouting the enemy. But it is really hard to scout out Surreal Gaming, because they have a lot of different accounts that they play on. They really like to hide their picks so that the players would not know what they want to pick and what they have practiced in the last weeks.
And as we can see, they are going with the meta picks. First ban Sion. Well, first ban Sion, that's a pretty new champion in the meta right now. In the top side, really strong, so maybe they don't want to play against something really tanky and lane oppressive. And a Tahm Kench ban, so maybe Surreal Gaming is looking for a pick comp.
Yeah, Surreal Gaming might go with the Skarner jungle, and we know that Tahm Kench, we saw it yesterday as well, Tahm Kench can just easily counter Skarner, and it's hard to play against the Tahm Kench if you're Skarner, because you can't really flash ult anyone, you can't make the big plays, because there's always that thought that it can be all negated by Tahm Kench, and then you're just in a really bad spot.
And yeah, so far we've seen a lot of Camille bans, mostly targeting top lane, maybe jungle, and it seems like that they don't want to keep Camille open, and we see the Skarner ban. So maybe they figured out what you mentioned about Tahm Kench.
Yeah, I think that they are reading the pick and ban phase, seeing that the Tahm Kench is out, and just taking off Skarner so they wouldn't have that pick. Now there is Zac. Zac is still open, so they could go with that.
And yeah, two melee supports and Azir for the Surreal Gaming as their first bans. Maybe they're worried about the bot lane. But well, we'll see what the first pick is going to be in this game.
Right now, from the first three bans, it seems like Surreal Gaming wants to go with an early game comp. They banned out the Taric, the Azir, the Tahm Kench that allow the enemy team comp to scale for the later games, and maybe they just want to start fighting from the start and just try to win the early game and try to finish the game as fast as they can.
Yeah, with the Kazakh's first pick, it's pretty telling that they're looking to end the game quickly. Although Kazakh's is not the worst champion in the late game, it's the bind game spike is where Kazakh's is picked. And we see the counter to that, the counter to diving with Janna and Galio to protect all the important targets on Surreal Gaming side.
Yeah, now Surreal Gaming. Right now it seems like they are going to go with a hyper carry bot lane, so that they can put the Ardent sensor on the ADC. Now, what ADC do you think they would pick up?
Well, Tristana and Varus are open. Those are the two highest priority picks right now. So I think it's going to be traded, but as we can see, the Keep Yourself Alive already picked their first 3 picks, and ADC wasn't in one of them. So maybe they can just pick up the ADC, and they don't. They pick up the Sejuani. So a high focus on the jungle this game.
Yeah, Sejuani left the open. Captain Snowballs, or otherwise known as Big Mac, really happy to pick that up. That's one of his comfort picks. Now, I really liked that. I would have liked if Keep Yourself Alive wouldn't have picked the Nami. They did hover the Leona. That would have put a lot of pressure on the bot lane, because Leona has an easy. I would have be able to like bully the lane, especially if they get to level 2. But at the same time, Janna can easily negate that with her tornado and all. So it's really hard to say. Nami isn't a support pick now that we see too often. So I'm really interested to see how that will go out.
And yeah, the second phase of bans already kicks in. We see the Tristana and Gnar. So more target bans. Maybe the Tristana is not so much weak, and we're gonna end it with Xayah for Surreal Gaming. While the last ban of the second phase is still coming up, maybe that's going to be another top laner. We'll see. 10 more seconds to lock in, and it's a Gangplank, so they don't want to deal with that. The Gangplank Galio combo. Yeah.
Yeah. Now a lot of picks actually, a lot of bans actually against Ner'Zhul. I didn't expect that they would do as much, and we can see that Garen is being picked up, but that most likely will be a placeholder. And yeah, Garen is Vladimir in this game. So I've seen that Ner'Zhul has practiced Vladimir in his solo queue games, a lot of Vladimir. Now, do you think that that's a pick that you can just pick up blindly? There are no lane bullies left. There's Jace on the top side. Maybe Onyx wants to pick it up. Gnar is banned. Gangplank is banned. So maybe Vladimir is actually the safe pick here. Well, I've seen that some players have picked up. Well, I know that in the previous meta, when Vladimir went mid, usually the Lucian mid was a big counter to that, and it would be interesting to see if they would go with the Lucian top lane. We have seen it in the European LCS, but that's more of a pick against Gangplank.
And we see the Jace picked against Vladimir. That's going to be interesting. And yeah, Varus versus Sivir as the AD carry matchup on the bottom side.
Yeah, now as the players are going to get ready for the game. Now, for these team comps, what do you think is the game plan for Surreal Gaming?
For Surreal Gaming, they have a strong mid game with Kha'Zix and Varus that can just look for picks, but they have to be careful because Gallion can match the roams. Yeah, Jace top, that's always scary. We've seen on the LCK how Khan just destroying everyone. With the Jace, we'll see if Onyx can match that level of play. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. And on the bottom side, nothing much will happen. It's Varus and Nami versus Sivir and Janna. Varus and Nami should win the lane, maybe get a small advantage, but nothing major.
Yeah, now the Galio could put up a lot of pressure on the map, but I do think that this is going to be the main thing is going to be to see what the Kha'Zix can do in this game and where they will put their resources, because I feel like they should go with the top lane, just getting the Jace ahead and trying to get him ahead so he can keep snowballing the game, getting the advantages, and it's really hard to deal with the fed Jace.
Yeah, not even fed Jace, any Jace. Jace can be behind and still be a menace on the Rift. So yeah, versus Vladimir, if Vladimir doesn't fall too far behind, which Captain Snowball will need to help on top to prevent that, then Vladimir will be useful in team fights. They got quite a good team fight comp with Sejuani, Galio, and Sivir, and Vladimir just in the middle of the things. He can always pull up if he's in danger, but he will not be able to match the J split push.
Yeah, now in the bot lane we did see the Nami and Varus, was it right?
Nami and Varus, yeah.
Yeah, now that is a lane that will be able to, I feel like we'll be able to bully out the Sivir Janna, but Sivir and Janna, they are a really scaling and late game comp, and they are a late game comp with that allows them to scale for the late game. So it's really hard to end the game against Sivir. She can easily just push out the waves with her W, no problems, and she can still stay in a safe place. She doesn't have to risk much in doing so.
Yeah, and it seems like that we are almost ready, and we'll go into the game pretty soon. Players are already in the lobby. The picks are going to be picked in the right order now, without any placeholders. So it seems like we're ready. So in a couple of minutes we will start.
Yeah, we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
I can never forgive Lakita for murdering our mother.
I've been cooperating, you're just not listening.
You're not listening to me.
Pasaules top seriāli. Skaties visas sezonas uzreiz visos tavos ekrānos. Shortcut films. Tikai 6 eiro mēnesī. Shortcut. Tu redzēsi.
And we are back in the game between Keep Yourself Alive and Surreal Gaming.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty hyped about this. What do you think?
Now, I just want to see if Surreal Gaming can prove themselves against Keep Yourself Alive. Now, Keep Yourself Alive, they are the team with the experience, and Surreal Gaming have a lot to prove. I have my doubts, but I do think that they will show us something great today.
And it seems like, yeah, the game has started, and well, let's jump right into the rift.
Now, nothing unusual from the start. We have a pause as
always.
As always, yeah, the players are still checking if everybody's here. Now, Vladimir did take the minion demonetizer. Now, what do you think about that?
Well, it's a great option for Vladimir, because he'll be able to, as a minimum, if he gets bullied out really hard by the Jace, he'll be able to secure some cannon minions. And in the late game, well, maybe already in mid game, it's going to help him push faster. And versus Jace, you really want to push faster.
Yeah, now Vladimir does also have the stopwatch. Now, that's something that I think that's something that he expects now. He does think he will get bullied a lot, and he just wants the stopwatch to help him survive the lane a bit longer.
And as we can see, no invades in this game. Players are just checking the river, seeing if everything's okay.
Yeah, checking if nobody's invading, if there's no cheese, and just covering all the entrances to the jungle so that the enemy can't place any deep vision early in the game.
Yeah, and they're not even risking, as we can see, Jace on the top lane, just in a comfortable distance from everyone, checking if there's no invades. If there is, he's already at the turret and will be able to easily back off.
Yeah, now both of the junglers start on the bot side, so we won't be able to see any star cheese. Or wait, maybe Corki will wish for Kha'Zix. Oh no, Kha'Zix is going for the red buff and not for the Raptors.
And yeah, so bottom side start from both junglers, so it seems like the top lane is going to be the crucial matchup in this game, and the teams are realizing it.
Yeah, now, do you think will Sejuani go for the counter gank, or she will just clear the vision and hope that Kha'Zix doesn't go top lane?
Well, she will have to put down some vision, but if she's not there for the counter gank, I don't know. Jace will be able to take over the whole game.
Now, do you think that Surreal Gaming should put a lot of pressure on bot lane or on the top side to help out the Vladimir against Jace?
Well, that's a slippery slope, I would say, because if you ignore the top side, then Jace will have his reign, and well, the top side is going to be lost for Surreal Gaming, and then you'll really have to work to snowball the game from the bottom side.
Yeah, now we can see the Corki pick already coming in strong. Did pick that up to counter the Galio, because he can match the push and keep Galio under the turret, and he has the mixed damage, so it's harder for Galio to build some resistance.
Yeah, pretty big difference between the junglers. TVX decided to go for the both buffs plus wolves and then get the Skullcrab for vision, while Captain Snowball opted for a full clear.
Yeah, now it seems like both of the top one junglers don't want to early gank the top. Kha'Zix will move up so that he could check if Sejuani is not coming, and if she does come, he could go for the counter gank. But it does seem like he will invade and check if if she's taking the Krugs.
And while we're checking the jungle and top matchups, on the bottom side, a huge difference in the HP bars. Sivir will not be able to heal up, and she's really low. And yeah, Kha'Zix did go for the invade, didn't get a flash or anything from the Sejuani, but he put down pressure, and Sejuani had to leave the small golems.
Now we can see that in the top lane, Jace did misplay a bit. He misplayed and he understood that he misplayed, so he did show the level 7 mastery emote to showcase his mistake.
And yeah, so far, pretty great work from the Vladimir. Keeping up closely with CS, and honestly I did not expect that. I'm not expert in this matchup, but I thought there was something more that Jace could do.
Yeah, but now we have a bit of a scramble in the jungle, but the bot lane for KeepYourselfAlive do roam because they have pushed in the lane and just help out Kha'Zix to secure the Scuttle Crab.
So yeah, the big advantage in this game is the bot lane. Already more than 20 CS advantage for the KeepYourselfAlive bot lane. And yeah, Varus a pretty strong early game champion. Nami, maybe we don't see her too much recently, but she's always been up there with, well, in the Janna category. Only she's a little bit harder to play, that's why a lot of players opt out of playing her.
Yeah, she is still a lane bully. She can poke with the heals and keep her Varus up with keep Varus healthy enough so he can stay in the lane and just keep poking. And of course she can land the bubble, and if she lands the bubble there's so much damage that can go through. Now, as we can see, all of the Surreal Gaming's lanes are being slowly pushed in and are being pressured. And Sejuani can't really do too much about it. The Kha'Zix is also stealing away her jungle, so it doesn't look too good for Surreal Gaming.
So yeah, in this game, although we thought the top lane is going to be the crucial matchup, it seems like that, well, at least for now, it's been the jungle and the bottom side. And bot lane, and Nami is getting really low on the bottom side.
Nami did flash in, she did flash exhaust. A bit of a miscommunication between the bot lane because Nami thought they could go for the kill. She did flash exhaust to help Sivir get in the damage, but Sivir did not follow up on any of that, so Janna just wasted her summoners.
And yeah, in this game, when Jace picked the serrated Dirk on top lane, he's asserting the dominance. Both junglers on the path to the top side. And, well, pretty much a stale game so far. And KeepYourselfAlive are just winning from the lanes.
Yeah, now it's just they are slowly out farming their opponents. In the top side we can see a 13 minion advantage. In the middle we can see 20 minion advantage, and in the bot lane 28. Now
Jace is jumping in, but Pool will help, and the Kha'Zix flashes it for the first blood. So first blood for KeepYourselfAlive.
Now that is really crucial because Ner'Zhul does not have his teleport up. And Jace will lose so much minions, and Jace will be able to do so much damage to the top lane turret, and most likely that will be the first turret to fall.
Yeah, we'll see. And there's a pretty ballsy invade from Sejuani, although it will work out for her. Her team is back, the bottom lane is not there, mid lane is pushed in, so a pretty interesting invade by Sejuani, but she will get the red buff.
Yeah, we can check the gold leads now. In the top lane we have a 600 gold lead on the Jace. In the jungle we have a 300 gold lead. And basically everybody's getting gold leads. But now we can see the Captain Snowball did go in and hit the ult on Corki, but Corki flashed. And they just got the flash, but that is a lot because now Sejuani can revisit that lane when her ult is up and just try and get the first kill for his team.
And yeah, Kha'Zix stick around in the top lane for the whole game, so trying to look for counter ganks if Captain Snowball is trying to stop the snowball on top. While having a big trust, and there's the Varus ultimate on Sivir. Janna is just going to heal up the damage. Sivir ended up with more health than she started before that ult.
Yeah, just trying to survive the lane for now. Right now, Surreal Gaming just wants to get out of that laning phase, because right now it doesn't look too good for them. They just want to start clumping up, having those 5-man fights. But on the other side, KeepYourselfAlive just want to keep the 1-3-1 push with the Chase top lane and the Corki bot. Now, basically this will Surreal Gaming be able to out macro their opponent? Because if they do, they can catch a lot of kills in the catch out the mid lane, the 3 people that will be in the mid lane. Well, but if KeepYourselfAlive do the macro really well, then Surreal Gaming won't be able to do anything about it. They'll just slowly see as their turrets fall.
Yeah, and all the pressure is on the bot side. There's Sivir getting really low. Nami ult is not going to connect on the Sivir, does catch out the Janna though. And yeah, the bot lane is just dominating for KeepYourselfAlive. Maybe this is the time they get the first turret. Sejuani will be here to cover for it. Goes in, but it seems like that she just tries to scare them off the turret. On top side, Vladimir needs to back again. He has a teleport, but yeah, no turrets falling yet, and all the pressure's on Surreal Gaming because they do have the weaker scaling in this game, I would say. They will have more damage, but they will not be able to individually match the pushes on the sidelines.
Yeah, that will basically the mid lane, the mid game, I would say, is going to be like the what will decide the later game. If Surreal Gaming can get a lead when they go into the mid game, when they start clumping up, then we could see them just starting to do something about the split pushes and trying to match something, trading turrets and so on. But right now it just seems that they are slowly getting suffocated and not getting as much gold, and through the laning phase alone, KeepYourselfAlive is 3k gold up.
And yeah, Jace already with the Duskblade got a lot of gold from that first turret blood, and the strategy is working pretty well so far. Every time Captain Snowball was in the top side, Kha'Zix was there in case something happened, so really good job from TVX in this game.
Yeah, but Kha'Zix now coming in bot lane, but not too much happens because Varus did miss the ult. If he would have landed the ult, then it would have surely been at least 1 kill. The Sivir still did have her flash, so she would have most likely escaped. But Janna had to pop her flash to survive.
And Sejuani coming top side. Are we going to get a kill on Jace? Jace poking down the Sejuani really low. Sejuani misses the ultimate, and Sejuani falls. 1v2 kill for Arnax, and he's going forward. He's going to back off, but that was something.
Yeah, we can now see that Jace has got the advantage in the top lane. They don't have any, like now they really don't have anything to answer the Jace. They can't even 2v1 him in the top lane. Can he, just because he can get both of the kills, and it slowly just seems that the split push is going to win them the game.
Already 6k gold lead at 12 minutes. That's massive, I would say. On the bottom side, the turret falls. Now the next target is going to be the mid lane, and I don't know if Surreal Gaming has enough wave clear yet to protect it.
Yeah, now Kha'Zix wanted to steal the blue buff, but did not manage to do so, and took a big. And Surreal Gaming took a big chunk of his health off. But Nami does have her heal and then the fairy, so she does heal up back. Kha'Zix almost to full.
And yeah, Surreal Gaming has a Surreal Siege Camp. I mean, like KeepYourselfAlive has Surreal Siege Camp in this one. Fed Jace, Corki, Varus, they'll be able to get any turret they wish to get. They just need to walk up to it, and Surreal Gaming will be forced to back.
Yeah, well, the action in the mid lane, Kha'Zix is looking to solo. Oh no, he's looking to invade, steal off some. Oh no, he went into his own jungle. But he will be able to pick up the red buff, not giving it to Varus. So he does want to take as much gold as he wants himself, and just have the items to 1v1 the enemy opponents.
And yeah, it seems like that the next couple of minutes are going to be stale, but we do have the Corki package. Will he pick up and look for picks?
Well, Galio did the annoying play and stopped the back, not allowing Corki to go back and just wasting his time a little bit. Now Varus is alone in the top one against Vladimir, but he can easily survive the lane. But Surreal Gaming could have punished this mistake. If the Sejuani would have went top, and they could have easily dived Varus together with Vladimir and killed him and made their first kill, get themselves on the board.
But yeah, as we can see, KeepYourselfAlive has a pretty big vision advantage. So they have all the paths warded, almost all of them. We see one blank spot in the Baron area, but Surreal Gaming would have to have a really good knowledge of the vision control from their enemies to be able to exploit that.
Yeah, now we can see that while they are taking Reaper out, Jace is...
And another 1v2, Jace goes in and Sivir blocks the pulse bomb from the Jace, and well, this time Jace will not be able to 1v2. Sivir might not be the champion to do versus 2. And yeah, let's see. So this was a pretty huge blunder. It gave Surreal Gaming some time. And now Corki.
Now Nerzo did get cut out, but now he did use his stopwatch to help him out.
Galio comes in and KeepYourselfAlive backs off. But they are backing on a ward, so... Oh no, they're going in. Varus still has the ultimate, gets taunted. Nami bubble gets on 2, and now Varus just ripping them over. Varus gets the Sejuani. Corki goes further, and there's going to be another kill. This one secured by Kazakhs. Sivir is in a lot of trouble, will not be able to survive, and 3 kills for KeepYourselfAlive. So Rift Herald is put down now. It's only 16 minutes in the game. Will they be able to get the inhibitor already?
Well, it does seem so. They have all the tools needed to get it. Janna and Vladimir don't have too much willpower, so they won't be able to really stop the push. Now, will they get the inhib? I do not think so, but they will get the turret.
And yeah, they will not even go for the inhib, so pretty good self-awareness, I would say, that it might be too risky for them to do so. But now Surreal Gaming has no real play here. They can try to push and get near the turrets, but by that time KeepYourselfAlive will be there to match them. They just need to farm, but will they have enough time to do so? As we can see in the bot lane matchup, Varus is 60 CS ahead of the Sivir, and on top of that, all the gold from the turrets. So pretty huge lead, and it's almost 10k at 17 minutes.
Now, Surreal Gaming are looking to get some objective for themselves, are looking for that top line turret, but Varus and Manami is already there to stop them from doing that. And now, what is the dream play Surreal Gaming could do to get back into this game?
Well, they can hope that Jace goes for another 1v2. They kill Jace, then they see that the bot lane is alone, they engage on the bot lane, and then it has to repeat like 6 more times.
Yeah, now Galio almost got caught out in the jungle, and but it does really seem grim for Surreal Gaming. Will they be able to come back into this game? It seems unlikely, but Sejuani does face check the brush.
And Sejuani is really low, gets bubbled and ulted, fails the flash, and Sejuani is going to fall. So will KeepYourselfAlive dive the turret now? Maybe they'll just push them off. Jace is sticking around mid, may put some pressure on the inhibitor. And we see a pause in the game.
A tactical pause. Surreal Gaming most likely have some problems, but they're just doing that so that they could have set a game plan. Now, it does really seem unlikely that Surreal Gaming will come back. We can now maybe place our bets on how long it will take for KeepYourselfAlive to finish off the game.
If I would have to bet, it's going to be like 6 minutes. In the following minutes, they're going to get the top tier 2. They're going to get the inhibitor. They will base, set up the Baron play. Then the Drake will come up, but it's going to be an Ocean Drake, if I'm not mistaken. So I would say at 24 minutes, KeepYourselfAlive will will kill the Nexus, but I might be mistaken. We'll have to see.
Yeah, maybe Surreal Gaming does pull out the miracle play and get back into this game. But right now, I feel like they should just...
And on the bottom side, Damas gets the kill versus Nazel. And yeah, that was something, didn't catch that this time. Probably Nazel thought that he will be able to stay alive versus Damas, but he is some levels down. Damas is level 14 with the Trinity Force. And on the mid lane, they're trying to look for a return play. Sejuani ult hits now. Jace gets slowed, and KeepYourselfAlive will be able to disengage this.
Yeah, almost getting caught. Almost Surreal Gaming almost getting the play that they wanted to, but KeepYourselfAlive still did have their summoner spells and still had the mobility they needed to just escape that fight. Now, right now, if I would be Surreal Gaming, I would just want to stall this game as long as I could, just so I could think about the next game, what we could fix for the next game, what we could try and do and improve, so that the next game wouldn't be as dominant for KeepYourselfAlive as it is right now.
Yeah, as a new team, Surreal Gaming really needs to find a focus. They need to decide what to do as a team. For this game, it's pretty unlikely that they will come back, but they have the champions to do so. They're just too far behind.
Now, Kazakh's one-shotting Jan. Now, Jan wanted to put some vision down, and Kazakh's just went in invisible and just made Jana think twice about going into her jungle.
And well, it's going to be a Baron started for KeepYourselfAlive. Captain Snowball is around. So will he be able to steal the Baron? The Baron's getting lower. And Jace jumps onto the Sejuani, and Sejuani is just going to get popped. And nothing much to do for Sejuani there.
Yeah, KeepYourselfAlive played that really well, just didn't allow Sejuani to have that chance of stealing the Baron away.
And on the bottom side, 1v2 for Corki, gets double kill. And well, two more players coming in from Surreal Gaming, going to finish off the Corki, but he just one-shotted the Janna and the Sivir. That's a little bit too much, and he already has Trinity Force, Infinity Age now. KeepYourselfAlive got the first inhibitor. They already got minions on the top side looking for the second one, and they will most likely be able to get it. We'll see. They have a bit of wave clear and Sivir is alive, so yeah.
Yeah, Domas just flexing his muscle, showing that he cannot, that you cannot just send two players to stand against him.
And Vladimir gets killed, sniped by the Varus Q. Vladimir thought he was safe there, even Jan ulted, but the healing didn't go through as Vladimir was pulled. Second inhibitor falls, and will KeepYourselfAlive try to finish it here and now. It seems like they will. Varus going in pretty deep, he's going to back off. The minions on the mid lane with the super minions already. And now four people down from the galley are going to ult. That ult is stopped. Everyone's dying from Surreal Gaming side. Only Jan alive. Vladimir is coming up in a couple of seconds. He does have ult, so maybe he can stop for a couple more. We'll see. Damas is just too strong, killing people in the fountain. And well, it's going to be game one for KeepYourselfAlive, and 22 56 seconds, the fastest game in the league so far. And I was 1 minute off the prediction.
I should have placed my bet also, but now a really clean game from KeepYourselfAlive. Of course, there were some mistakes. There were some mistakes that they should improve on. We saw that like Corky was alone on the bottle and maybe too much extended, but he could do the play. He could do the play of getting the two kills just instantly popping them off. It's looked something like when Hans Sama did the 1v2 outplay with Kog'Maw. He just destroyed
and
the
in
enemy.
In the damage, we saw that Corky does have like massive damage, 5 times the opposition. And well, for KeepYourselfAlive, they did what their composition told them to, and they executed pretty well, I would say. Could be a bit cleaner, some missteps here and there, but overall a pretty good game by KeepYourselfAlive.
Yeah, and Surreal Gaming now have to go over their plan again, see what they can do, what they can improve right away to help them win the second game.
Yeah, and well, Surreal Gaming really has to think about what they want to do in the second game. They got their more or less their comfort picks in this one, so maybe they have some secret strategies practiced.
Yeah, but right now that Kha'Zix was shown by KeepYourselfAlive, do you think they will ban it off, or will they ban the Jace or Corky? Maybe all 3 of them.
Well, it's too much to ban. I would say I wouldn't ban the Jace, because I think the Jace was as a counter, maybe a counter to Vladimir. Corky is a really versatile pick. If they want to ban Corky, they will have to leave Azir open, and Damas on Azir might be a bigger menace than on Corky.
Now we'll take a small break before the next game, but we'll be right back.
You spray, you trip. You're gold. Smell fresh all day with new Axe Gold Body Spray.
And we are in the game 2 between Surreal Gaming and KeepYourselfAlive. We are already in the champion select, so I really want to see what kind of adaptations Surreal Gaming is going to make. And they will ban the Tarek, so similar ban to game 1.
Yeah, now for now they haven't changed too much. The Camille also coming out as the ban. They don't. It seems like they don't really want to see the Nerzel's Camille, but as we can see, the adaptations have come in, and Jace is banned out.
Yeah, Jace is banned out, but that will leave other things up. Will they opt for Tahm Kench or Azir ban now?
Now I feel like they should go for the Azir ban. I think that Tahm Kench is not as big of a problem.
And that's the Kazakhs from game 1, so Azir and Tahm Kench is open. If they do not pick one of those in the first rotation, then KeepYourselfAlive might as well pick them up for themselves.
Yeah, I think that Macro has a really clean Azir. I've seen some games, he's been very good, but we can see that they will first pick the Azir for Macro, and giving him something that he can bully the lane a bit more.
And yeah, KeepYourselfAlive banned Sejuani. Maybe they don't want those mid-game fights where Sejuani is really strong.
Yeah, it seems that Captain Snowball did do enough for KeepYourselfAlive to be a bit afraid of the Sejuani pick, but the same Corki pick for Domus. So, and that might be Jarvan in the jungle.
Jarvan in the jungle. And Corki versus Azir, well, that's going to be a little bit better than Corki versus Galio, because Azir will be able to fight back.
Fight back and get some good trades on his side. Now, what do you think? Now, okay, they pick up Jan against Jarvan to counter the engage. But what would you pick? What would you pick for your jungler right now?
If they have Janna, they really need a tank jungle, and that's going to be Janna Caitlyn. So they are going all in on the bottom side. They will need something that can just permagank bot lane in this game. Zac would be perfect for this one, but will KeepYourselfAlive ban it? They already picked their jungle, so they can focus more on the jungle pool. Zac is open, and there's the Zac ban.
Yeah, now an interesting pick that we don't see usually is the Nautilus. They picked up the Nautilus. Now, do you think that will be a support Nautilus or a top laner?
It's going to be a support Nautilus 100% because it's really good versus Janna. If Janna gets the ult from Nautilus ultimate, then she will just be defenseless. Nothing much for her to do. And Sion ban. So they opted for Sion ban in the second phase this time. And Sivir banned. Sivir banned.
Yes, Sivir is one of the counters for Caitlyn. They just want striking to be as comfortable as he can be on the bottom and just try to try striking, pushing the wave and just pressure bot lane as much as that he can.
And this time they pick Vladimir for themselves, so Arnix wants to show you how Vladimir is played. Now they decided to keep the AD carry pick for the as the last pick. Not much counter picking. They just want to see how Surreal Gaming finishes up their comp. But yeah, Tristana and Varus are both open.
Now Varus is banned on Surreal Gaming side. Now they could still go for the Tristana, and the Tristana Nautilus combo would be a really strong bot lane. They can all in easily and just have no problems with that. And now we can see that Garen is Ornn actually. So how do you feel about the matchup in the top lane with Vladimir versus Ornn?
Ornn is always strong, and Zed is actually Rammus. So Rammus in the jungle, Ornn in the top lane. They get strong front line, long range carries from Azir and Caitlyn, and Janna to protect the back line. Now, we will see which AD carry will keep yourself alive pick. They leave it for the last second. And Ezreal is an interesting pick. It really shows that Keep Yourself Alive wants to go for those skirmishes. And
and yeah, now we saw yesterday that Clydex picked up the Ezreal, and he did some really nice play. Oh no, wait.
Clydex didn't pick up the Ezreal. He played Caitlyn two times.
He played Caitlyn 2 times. Now, do you think that we might see the same Caitlyn that we saw yesterday?
We will have to see. The AD carry for Surreal Gaming is self-proclaimed best AD carry in Latvia. That has to be said. And well, he needs to prove that he needs to prove his words.
Yeah, he has to show that he has to show what Latvia has. He has to show that he is the one that will carry Surreal Gaming to victory in the second game. And we saw him actually comment in the YouTube chat that they had to give a handicap to Keep Yourself Alive so that they wouldn't feel too sad after these 2 games.
Yeah, we will see how that one goes. So yeah, pretty interesting comps for both teams. For one, for Surreal Gaming, they just want to scale. They can get early advantages by the bottom lane. They got Ornn, which is really strong in the early game and translates well into mid and late game. Rammus in the jungle might not be the best early game gankers. He's pretty strong, but there are some better options. I would say that Jarvan will be able to deal with him easily, but at the same time, what I really want to see is if Rammus opts into the regular Aftershock, or will he pick up the cheesy Predator?
Yeah, but we will see that in a couple of minutes. But for now, we'll take a little break while the players load into the game.
You spray. You trip. You're gold. Smell fresh all day with new Axe Gold Body Spray.
And we are back, BSL League. The game is going to be Surreal Gaming versus Keep Yourself Alive. They are already played one game today, which Keep Yourself Alive took pretty handily. And now we will see if Surreal Gaming has something in their backpacks.
Yeah, now Surreal Gaming this time going for more of a team fighty composition, going for the late game. But as we saw the last game, that Keep Yourself Alive just won them through laning phase and just kept the lead, grew the lead much more from when the mid game came. So I feel that Surreal Gaming can win only if they play the lanes safely and do not fall behind too much.
And yeah, it seems like that we are ready to join the action. Well, second game between Surreal Gaming and Keep Yourself Alive.
Yeah, Nerzel this time is going to be on the Orn playing against the Vladimir. Now, what do you actually think about Ramos' pickup? Do you think that he will be able to do what they should do? Because he is pretty telegraphed. You know that if he starts rolling, he will most likely want to go in, and usually teams can counterpick that really well.
Ramos has a pretty mediocre clear in the early game. So if he doesn't get early ganks, he will most likely fall behind the Jarvan. Jarvan has way easier ganks, but the Ramos's job in this case, I feel like, is keeping track of the J4 and trying to counter gank or just provide vision for his team.
Now, what do you think should the Jarvan actually gank for Keep Yourself Alive? Should he put pressure top lane, mid lane, or jungle bot lane?
In this game, I don't think that it's worth ganking top at all. maybe a gank or two, but Ornn will be Ornn regardless of the ganks, and Vladimir just needs to scale. In the mid lane, that's probably the most important matchup. If Jarvan can get a gank or two in the early game, then it should be pretty easy for the Karki to snowball the lead. But I feel like the name of the game is bot lane in this one. Caitlyn versus Ezreal. Ezreal is able to poke in the early game, get some free CS during the because of the poke. He can always opt in to farming, and well, we'll see. As we can see in the bottom lane, a little bit trading back and forth, and the Janna poke will start to hurt after a while. The melee supports are not really good into Janna unless you have heavy engage, which we have. Ignite onto Janna, the heal goes off, flash goes off, and well, that was pretty close. I feel like Israel had to flash in for the kill. Maybe if he did that early on, they would get first blood already, but they opted for the safe play this time.
Yeah, well, Keep Yourself Alive just wanted to get the level 2 lead on them.
And this action, actually, near the Skull Crab, Jarvan goes in to drop 2 autos and walks away.
Yeah, now, but to follow up on the bot lane, I feel like Surreal Gaming should have read the situation a bit more, because with Nautilus you want to get that level 2 lead, rush the level 2, and then just go in and try to all-in the enemy at the early lanes, and that's what they managed to do when Surreal Gaming not reading the situation carefully enough and just paying for it. And as we saw, Jarvan just got a kill in the ganking mid lane and just starting to get the Domas ahead.
And yeah, already first blood after the first clear for Jarvan. That's an excellent start. Corki will have a free back, and Azir is now without summoners. Azir is without summoners, so maybe we can expect a return gank from the Jarvan, or maybe he will just leave it to Damas to take it over. But on the bottom side, the Caitlyn and Janna is actually working out there, poking out the opposition, getting some chip damage on the turret, actually.
But Jarvan is coming in to punish that, but there is a word to spot him out, and Surreal Gaming react in time.
Yeah, they're playing pretty smart, but Jarvan sticking around. He really wants to get off the gank here. And Nautilus is walking forward, does not connect the hook, and that's going to be the end of this trade.
Yeah, now, as we can see, Corki still pushing in the middle lane, showing his dominance, and in the top lane, Vladimir also doing much work needed for the team, just keeping Ornn low, winning the trades and pushing him into the turret.
Yeah, it seems like the Ornn's already going to recall, gonna switch out the summoners.
But in the bot lane we have a fight, and Caitlyn did flash out from the Nautilus hook, so
Israel's really low. Ram is coming from the top side, going in, still has flash. Will he flash for Israel? He will not flash, just go for the safe play for Nautilus. There is a kill, there's not a kill. Rammus flashes forward, gets the kill now. Corki already in the mid lane, gonna secure a kill on the Caitlyn. Now, Azir joining the party as well, and 2 kills versus 1 in favor of Surreal Gaming, so a really extended and interesting fight on the bottom side.
Yeah, now it really seemed, now at the start, it really seemed promising for Surreal Gaming. They did manage to get the early trade in and started to almost like killing Caitlyn, but then Caitlyn did, Israel did step into a trap, and Caitlyn had the headshot after a headshot and just almost killing Ezreal, and then just the Corki coming in and Rams coming in, and all of the players going down bot lane, and as we know from the solo queue, that there's always a lot of action in the bot lane.
Yeah, and well, Azir will get back. Maybe this is what he needed to stay relevant in the game versus the 2-kill Corki. Corki will have the package in 2 minutes, we'll have to watch out for that. And on top lane, well, it's gonna be pretty rough on the Ornn until he gets some magic resist. But it seems like that it's not what he's going for. But yeah, as previously mentioned, bot lane is going to be the crucial part of this game. They just have to clear these minions. Let's see how well they do that.
Now we can see that Caitlyn actually missed all the minions to the turret.
She got 1. And well, Nautilus sitting on a ward, trying to get something. Sometimes you can just consciously sit on the ward and bait out the enemies that way. And yeah, Jarvan on the top side looking for another gank in mid lane, picks up some plants, and while he's sticking around mid lane looking for an opening when Azir steps his ground. Now the lane is pushing to Corki, so Jarvan closing in and will not the gank. Azir just whittles away.
Now Rammus is going to go bot lane, and he goes.
And he's diving through the turret. Now Israel is going to jump away, and well, Nautilus just hooks the wall and yeah, hooks himself to the wall. Pretty safe bot lane for Keep Yourself Alive, and maybe that's what they need. They definitely need to just survive in lane and farm up and not let Surreal Gaming snowball from the bot lane.
Yeah, but I really do enjoy that Captain Snowball has improved his pressure. He did not have any pressure in the last game.
Getting hooked, Israel jumps in, Ignite goes down, heal goes down, and well, no kills, but the bot lane will be forced to back.
Yeah, now we can still see the Keep Yourself Alive just keeping the tempo, aggressive plays, and now we do see Jarvan again on the mid lane, but he is going to back off. Now both of these games, the top laners have been left alone just to battle each other out. None of the junglers really paying too much attention to that.
And that's a good call from the junglers, but Ornn might need a little bit of help. He already pings that he needs some assistance out on the top side because he's 15 CS down, and well, the lead is just going to grow. If he doesn't bully out Vladimir in the early game, he will definitely not do that afterwards.
And now Corki did pick up the package, so he would like to find a play and try to roam to the top or bot lane.
they know that Caitlyn doesn't have summoners. She will have flash, you know, in like a half a minute or so, maybe faster. But yeah, Corki will just push out the mid lane and look for roam. And well, meanwhile, he will pick up the blue buff. Jarvan stole the blue buff a minute ago, and the red buff actually secures the blue buff. So no blue buff for Corki. He's looking for a package play.
Now Nautilus hitting the hook and Corki coming in with the package and just diving the boy.
And that's going to be double kill for Domez. Oof. They had the vision on Corki. They played safe, but it was not enough. Now Israel is going to ult the mid wave, trying to wave clear, and it's going to be the first
going top lane. Vladimir does go into the pool, but Ornn ults, and it does seem that Vladimir will fall, but no, he does flash, but Ornn flashes to finish off the kill.
And yeah, well, they got the kill on Vladimir, but the first turret falls for Surreal Gaming.
And now Jarvan going to solo the Drake, while Ramos is going to trade with the Rift Herald. Which objective do you think is better, the Mountain Drake or it is the Rift Herald?
Well, in this case, I think that Surreal Gaming is going for the right thing. They do not have the first of all, they do not have the option to get the Drake, and well, they will get something, and maybe they'll get a turret from this Herald, and that's what they need. They just need to stop making plays, need to open up the map a little bit more and put down some more vision.
Yeah, well, both of the jungler and the top one are getting pretty low from the Rift Herald. It would have been nice if Nautilus would have roamed and checked if they are taking it, and he might have stopped them from getting it.
And on the mid lane, it seems like there's going to be a dive on the Azir, and Azir just flashes while respecting the Jarvan and Corki. Corki is already taking over the lane with 4 kills.
Yeah, now just we can see it's pretty, basically it's a repeat from the last game. They are getting the mid lane advantage and just slowly suffocating the enemy, not allowing them to get the gold that they need to scale for the late game.
And now even more people in the mid lane. Azir will jump over to Raptors. Corki goes in, he just needs to snipe, and Corki flashes the Azir ultimate. That was super well timed flash from Corki. And that's the 5th kill for Domez in this game.
Yeah, and Ramos meanwhile on the top lane trying to make a play, but it does seem that Ezreal and Nautilus will disengage easily.
Nautilus getting very low and hooks to the turret.
Yeah, well, Surreal Gaming can't really find anything on the map right now. The plays are actually pretty good. Ramos is trying to match the pressure that the enemy jungler is doing on the other side of the map, but it doesn't seem to work out as they wanted to.
And Ezreal just walks in the trap, does not care. The Guardian was procced. Oh, no, that wasn't Guardian. Ezreal just didn't take damage from Caitlyn, and this is not what Surreal Gaming wants to see. They want to see enemies getting poked down heavily by the Caitlyn. Janna does more damage than Caitlyn at this point.
Yeah, Caitlyn is pretty behind right now, doesn't have the BF sword yet, but we can see that Ramos is actually invading and trying to take the red buff, but Corki is there to respond.
I feel like he just should have gone straight to the top and maybe looked for some dives or something. Caitlyn gets hooked, Ignite goes down, Janna flashes away, and they will not be able to get to Caitlyn. Janna, this is like the 3rd time in this game the exact same thing happens. Kate gets hooked.
Yeah, but
and a bunch of summoners are
Ornn got caught out in the middle lane by the Vladimir and the Corki, and he does not have too much resistance right now, so the Corki does hurt a lot even for the Ornn.
And Ramos is going to meet with Jarvan. Jarvan steals the camp, is going to go around now. Ramos has to back off. Nothing much he can do on top alone.
Yeah, now as there is, the Surreal Gaming are pinging the mid lane turret, trying to pick up at least 1 turret for themselves, but now Caitlyn and Janna are cut out in the top lane. Now they just got cut out, and easy pickings for Keep Yourself Alive. They can now just keep pushing in the waves and turrets and getting the turrets they need.
And well, they got one turret from the Herald. That's something. That's a sliver of hope for Surreal Gaming. Now Rammus goes further. Ornn jumps in. A lot of ambition for Ornn. Jarvan's EQ combo does not land. Now Nightfall Assault goes on to Ornn. Full-man Azeroth from N0. Nautilus falls. Ornn falls. Azeroth comes down. And a lot of people with low health survives. Rammus will survive. Jarvan falls from Azir. Azir goes further, wants some more, and Caitlyn will get the shutdown onto Damas. Now Rammus is going for the Ezreal. Will Ezreal survive? He has no mana to jump away, but Rammus is too far. It seems like that they're running at the same speed. Now Rammus gets this taunt, but it's a little bit too late as Ezreal was already under the turret.
Now, Arnex was not into that fight, so that was a 5v4.
And here comes Arnex from behind. Now Caitlyn and Rammus actually sticking around, so they will try to get to Ezreal. Ezreal has nothing. He jumps over. He has the mana to do so. Now there's a teleport from Damas. Caitlyn getting really low, ulted by Vladimir. Now Janna is trying to save him, and Corki finishes off Janna and Caitlyn and getting a triple kill. He got to Rammus as well, so 9 kills in 50 minutes for Damas. That's like, ooh, the game of the season so far.
Yeah, Surreal Gaming did overstay and want too much. They didn't have the tempo.
And already Corki just goes in and dives the Azir, and well, Corki is dominating.
10 kills now. Thomas just popping off in both of these games, really flexing his muscles with the Corki. It seems that that will be something that most teams will try to ban against him, because right now he's just doing so much work with that pick.
Well, Damas is looking for more level 12, jumping on the Caitlyn, and Caitlyn will just get deleted. Nothing much for her to do, but vision really lacking. Vision really lacking.
Now, yeah, Keep Yourself Alive just are going to push in the middle lane and try to get some turrets. Surreal Gaming can't really do anything about it. They don't have the wave clear. Azir is Corki can just easily go and chunk anyone who tries to clear the waves. Now slowly they are whittling down the turret, and now this basically we can see the same as we saw in the first game. Now, how do you think Surreal Gaming can get out of Spico while Caitlyn is being killed by Corki in the bot lane?
Well, that was worth mentioning, but maybe Corki will fall here. Rammus flashes forwards and Janna will secure the kill, so good game. Adnex getting the kill on the Damas. Everyone wants some attention. Now Rammus will fall from that. Now Vladimir just diving in, does not care about the turret or anything. And well, will they get something from this? Every alive member from Keep Yourself Alive was just randomly in the enemy base. Now they are looking for the inhibitor turret in the mid lane. Ornn comes down, double stun from Ornn. And well, Janna Tornado Azir with the ultimate, knocking 2 people in. Now Janna will try to save everyone. And they are looking for more. They're looking for more ace in the hole. Ace in the hole will not be enough to secure the kill on the Ezreal. And well, 3 really low members surviving from Keep Yourself Alive. Maybe if Surreal Gaming is able to finish these fights with kills instead of letting them live with sliver of help, they will be able to come back in the game.
Yeah, now we saw Rammus almost cancelling and killing the Vladimir, but just needed a little bit of more movement speed. to go there now.
And it seems like Damas is catching out the Captain Snowball. He's just melting him with a couple more attacks. Captain Snowball is going to fall. 13 kills for the Corki in the mid lane.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem, it seems like Surreal Gaming really don't have an answer for the Corki pick. They just can't really do anything. The tanks aren't tanky enough to withstand the damage from Corki.
And yeah, total vision control for Keep Yourself Alive. Only a couple of wards. Actually, one pink ward still standing. The jungle is completely owned by Keep Yourself Alive.
Yeah, now Baron is going to be up soon. Do you think Keep Yourself Alive will go for it, or they won't risk Surreal Gaming stealing the Baron and maybe coming back into this game?
And Vladimir getting engaged on, he's going to go in. He still has ult, no pull though, and he just destroys Jan, and now he's going to fall. He's going to fall, so that's a trade. Nautilus looking for more, hooking the Ornn, ults the Caitlyn, so what are they going to get from this? And Jarvan jumps over the Azure wall with his Cataclysm. That's the second time in 2 days we see that. And a lot of more kills, double kill for Domus, looking for more. Can we get to triple? Well, Ornn and Rammus are a little bit too tanky for Corki all to kill them.
And do you think that Keep Yourself Alive can finish the game right now?
They will not be able to finish the game as the death time is too low, but they will look for the second inhibitor.
Now, do you think they might be overstaying and trying to do too much?
Well, let's see how this pans out, but they should be backing right now, as it will most likely not work, since Ornn can just clear the minions with an ease. Rammus is looking to get a taunt off Israel, will just ult away. Now, during these times, maybe Keep Yourself Alive needs to slow push a couple waves, as we can see on the bottom side. A lot of minions there, and it seems like the fight's about to break down. But no, Rammus just feels one hit from the Damas and, well, already have health.
That's Surreal Gaming have to do the desperation play right now to keep themselves into this game.
It seems like that Keep Yourself Alive will just back pretty soon, I assume. But well, they really want to finish the game here and now and get at least another inhib. Caitlyn gets engaged on, hooked by Nautilus. Caitlyn falls. Vladimir ultimate, ulting 3 people. Damas with another kill. Going forward, going for the end, double kill for Vladimir. And well, it seems like that this game is going to end a little bit faster than the previous one. And Azir killed in the fountain, just absolutely destroyed. And well, this game is going to end approximately at the same time. Previous game was like a 20 to 55. This is 20 to 45 already. They do not want to finish, they just want to ramp up their stacks. They might get destroyed by the fountain, but no, they perfectly know the range.
Yeah, just upgrading their KDA so that the stats on the BESL Pro webpage would look a lot better than they want to. Now, basically we saw the same thing happen both of the games. Keep Yourself Alive just kept punishing Surreal Gaming's mistakes and tried to just won the early game and knew how to keep that lead growing and just ending the game as fast as they can.
Well, yeah, this game, Jarvan really snowballed the Damas in the mid lane. He got one gank off, and that was more than enough for an experienced player like Damas to carry the whole game. As we can see, a lot of damage from the Corki in the mid lane. And well, I would say, although this game looked worse than the first one, it was faster than the first one for us. But for Surreal Gaming, they started losing faster. The first game was more or less about farming, but they showed more promise in this one. They did not go for the super tanky picks all over. They got the mid lane on Azure. And Azure showed a couple of good plays in the game.
Yeah. Now, Caitlyn did do, I'd say, pretty good. If she would have dodged more of the Nautilus hooks, they would have easily won the lane. But we saw that was too much for Caitlyn to handle, and too bad. But who would you give the MVP of this game? Of course, Domus. Let's say that Domus didn't exist, right?
Well, if Domus didn't exist, then I would give it to Onyx, because he showed that he can hold his own in both games on the top lane. It was more or less an island, not many ganks in the early game, and in both games he just, I wouldn't say dominated, but he had heavy leads.
Yeah, heavy leads. Yeah. Now, as the games now have finished, we will be right back with Imantas 5 versus Public Enemy.